My beloved ones, my name is Algimantas. I live in a small country in Eastern Europe. It's in Lithuania, at the Baltic Sea. I usually present spiritual teachings related to different everyday situations in our material life. Today, I'd like to tackle on why people do not want to go on the so-called living path. The living path that I had named this process of man's development is a spiritual path. But I noticed that people tend to avoid speaking about spiritual issues because they consider that spiritual issues is a specific sphere. It's mostly about God, about religion, about being somewhere in church or behind the high and thick walls of monastery. But this is a wrong vantage point. Therefore, I would like to say that spirituality is reflection of reality the way Creator has designed it. It is possible to be highly spiritually developed while being a policeman, while being a doctor, a teacher, a bus driver, or a truck driver. So this is our way of living that should be a certain reflection by one's living of Creator's love, of Creator's eternal values. And these eternal values are nothing else but love, mercy, goodness, beauty, justice. And how could you be a just judge without first discovering Creator within? It is impossible to be a just judge because there is no justice without Creator. Everything turns into a subjective approach, into a subjective verdict without justice. The same concerns beauty. If you have not yet discovered Creator within, you cannot be a good painter. You would not reveal beauty on your canvas. You will not be able to express yourself at ease because it is only when you are in a communion with Creator that you are drinking, taking in His energy vibrations that fill up your personality with, and you begin to feel the state of consciousness in which you all this express through different tinges of colors. And even more important, that your state of consciousness is reflected in the composition of the picture, of the painting, of the photographic picture. Everywhere, being in your material life with and without Creator, that is, when the majority of you might consider it's not spiritual things to live a normal everyday life, to which I would say it's wrong. It is unreal, it's illusionary, it's a complete illusion to lead any everyday life without Creator first having discovered within. So spirituality is reality with Creator in everyday life ambience. It is impossible to be one's own true image of Creator without having discovered Creator himself. And you know, even from the Bible, those who have read the Bible, that man was created in the image of God. So how could you be this sort of a living image if you do not radiate love, mercy, goodness, beauty by your deeds, by your everyday actions, by your expression on the face? While you are dealing with plenty of problems, if you are concerned and involved in tackling these problems, just pursuing certain profits, selfish interests, you will wear absolutely a different expression on your face. But if you are dealing with this problem for the benefit of all, your inner state of consciousness and subconsciousness shall reflect on your face absolutely different traits. And these traits would correspond to your true self. Because if you visit prison, any prison, you will see how people, especially after a long imprisonment, incarceration, have certain familiar traits of their faces. And these traits are very stern, rough, as if they were painted in a uniform. But these are not relatives. They are not even acquaintances somewhere on the street. These are a long-term inmates because they live in certain vibrations, energy vibrations, that have a very low frequency. And these vibrations impact one's physical expression of the face. And this reflection is coming out of these inmates' subconsciousness and consciousness. And on the contrary, when you are pursuing true goodness, true light, true beauty, in love, with love, and for the sake of love, your subconsciousness and consciousness are being filled up with top frequency vibrations. They are coming from Creator himself. And your face is changing. And all of a sudden, rigid and stern traits are being modeled into a very soft expression. And even if you take a look at, say, Catholic priests, you will see that they have a certain expression on their faces. And this is actually the image of the energy vibrations. They are mostly spending their lives, and their faces are not radiating spirituality. They have their own intellectual and selfish pursuits, but they have nothing in common with Creator, nothing in common with true spirituality, because they are submerged in performing rituals and professing their dogmas. And these dogmas do not inflame them with the living sparkle of Creator's love, so that they would express their Creator's and our Creator's love out of their hearts. Therefore, they're busy with performing rituals. And all the process of the so-called Holy Mass service is nothing but the reflection of rituals. That's why when I say that people are afraid of thinking of spiritual issues just because they do not want all these rituals, they are afraid of them. So that's why they tend to attend church only on major religious holidays, at least in our country, in Lithuania. And in the West, they even less so devote attention to attending church even on the religious holidays. They are mostly involved in pursuing their own, I would say, material, intellectual, and distorted spiritual interests, while a true spirituality is the reflection, like I mentioned before, of Creator's reality, which is not distorted. It is a true reality that it is pleasant to live in, and even performing daily chores. If you, say, do your laundry, but manually, not in a washing machine, you are also reflecting spirituality. Once you devote this job of the moment to Creator, to this source and center of reality, to the source and center of energy, so all of a sudden you do this work like a saint. All this becomes a holy work. This is spirituality, even though you are performing this by others very monotonous chore. But the one who is doing it and devoting it to Creator, he is feeling a blissful moment within his or her consciousness. He is so thankful to Creator for being able to devote this a very simple action, just washing with his or her hands a certain piece of clothing. This is spirituality. If you are driving your car and you have prayed before drying out of the garage your car and devoted this trip to Creator and asked Creator just to drive the car while you would be keeping the hands on the steering wheel, so this drive would be a holy drive and it shall always be safe. And this is spirituality. So that's why when we speak about spirituality, we have to keep in mind that this is reality that has been designed by Creator to our everyday life performances. This is our performance, the way Creator has designed, particularly for me, or for you, or for somebody else, as He is the source and center of originality, and each experience is original, never replayed again. So that's why, if we missed something at the intersection and we didn't take a right decision, we shall never be able to repeat it, because another intersection that would be brought to us by Creator's providence will be already another and original intersection. And we shall be able to do the job we have not yet done at the previous intersection, but that will be a new job, original job. So that's why, if we speak about spirituality, it is that in every intersection, we should not make a wrong decision, but the right decision. But to know which decision is the right one, we need to first discover Creator within, because He is the teacher, He is the leader from within, that we would not make wrong decisions. So this is spirituality, that I desire to make right decisions. Even while making a certain dish for my meal, this is spirituality. If I make the right decision together with Creator while making a salad dish. So when you expand your vantage point, you shall arrive at the assertion that spirituality is everywhere. It's not only in church. It's not only when you worship and pray to Creator. It is everywhere where there is energy, because energy is emitted, radiated by Creator ceaselessly. So once I use energy for the benefit of all, I am a true image of Creator, and this is spirituality. So be in my embrace, because we are all embraced by Creator. I fused my will with that of Creator. Therefore, I do desire to share my visions with you for your own benefit. Therefore, I do desire to embrace you out of Creator's love that I'm full with.